Recently, some documents were found at President Biden's home and some office he had. And some of the documents, my understanding, were classified documents. But now the Republicans are trying to say that Biden's document case investigation, his situation, is a lot worse than Donald Trump's situation. But when you look at the facts, the opposite is really true. Yes, you have two people who had classified documents at their home and office, right? And how those documents got there should be investigated on the Joe Biden side, because we know how they got there in the Donald Trump side. You know, who was responsible for collecting these documents, you know, who signed off. A really weird thing is that the National Archives knew what Trump took, but somehow they didn't know what Biden took. That needs to be investigated. But that's where the similarities of these two cases stop. I think Biden's document count is up to like a dozen or something like that. Trump's is over 300. Biden's is they're cooperating with the Justice Department, with the archives, right? As soon as they found the documents, hey, archives, we got these, come and get them. Donald Trump's in court like every day trying to keep his documents. He claims they're his, and seemed like every week, he's coming up with a different excuse why he has them. Right? All of the residences that Joe Biden has are being searched by by his lawyers, I think. Even though I think he should have the archives and the FBI search it. You know, say, hey, you guys, you know, I give you permission, just get this stuff off my plate. Donald Trump, you know, oh, my house was raided. No, yeah, after they begged you and pleaded with you to get these documents back. I think it was like a year and a half or something. It was way longer, right? But Republicans constantly, oh, this is worse. This is too much. No, it's not. No. And you should stop telling the people that you represent that lie. The Biden thing, unless they find trunk loads of stuff, is not as worse. It's not even close to being worse than Trump's situation. Remember, he got a special master for his thing. Went to court in Florida. Some judge gave him everything he wanted, and he still wasn't satisfied. And knowing that, he still wants to keep the documents. Because you got to know his lawyers understand, if you give these things back, he says, hey, take them all, take them home. The document case will probably go away because nobody wants to prosecute a former president. It looks bad, you know, it looks like some kind of third world country thing where you have a coup and then you put the former leader on trial and he gets executed and all that kind of stuff. Nobody wants that. All Donald Trump has to do is give up the documents. That's all he's got to do. But he won't do it because he's like a spoiled little brat. And these are mine, and I want to keep them. Well, then you got to take the consequences that go along with that. So Republicans come out and talk about how the Biden case is worse than the Trump case. Well, how come Biden's house wasn't raided? Well, you know the answer to that. Because he gave them up. He gave up the documents. That's why his house wasn't raided. Oh, how come he doesn't have? Well, he has a special prosecutor, just like Trump does. And they're going to look into this. And because they're being cooperative, it probably won't add up to much. Whereas Trump, every time you turn around, he's in court, fighting everything. So they're similar in the fact that they both have documents they shouldn't have. And that's where the similarities end.